Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to cover how to get set up with the online editor. And the online editor we're going to cover here is Overleaf. So in order to do this, what we will do is we will jump to Google and we'll just search for Overleaf. Overleaf or www.overleaf.com should pop up as one of the top search results. So you can click on that link and that will bring you to Overleaf's website. Now, if you already have an Overleaf account, feel free to just log in and go from there. If you don't, you must set one up. So I'm going to set one up myself by entering in my email and creating a password. Okay, and we get the option, of course, to try premium for free, but then, of course, we'll end up having to pay for it in whatever, a month or two. So I'm going to skip that and go with the free version. And what should we call you? Rob. Last name, Innoved Academy. Okay, continue. Have you used LaTeX before? Where do you work? Other Academy, and job title, teacher, we'll say. Okay, so fill out all of those different steps for yourself, and then that should bring you to this page where we have a couple of options. So our options are create a new project, learn LaTeX with a tutorial, and browse templates. So what we will do here is we will just create the most simple document possible. So we will create a new project and we will use a blank project. And what we'll call this is a simple article. Okay, and this brings us into the LaTeX editor. So we have a few different parts here. Here is our project explorer, and we can see that there's one file in it, our main.tex file. And then the main.tex file is shown to us here in the LaTeX editor. This is our actual LaTeX code. And then over on the right-hand side, we have our PDF output. So right now, this LaTeX code is generating this PDF output. What we are going to do is delete this code, and we will start from an absolute blank canvas, and then we'll create the most simple document possible. So out of force of habit, I'm after hitting Control S, which has brought up this error, so we won't worry about that. We can ignore this for the moment, and we'll just type out the following LaTeX code. So in any LaTeX document, you always start with a command called document class. Each LaTeX command, it always starts with a backslash, and then the common command structure is you have the command name, and then you have these two parentheses, and within the two parentheses or the two curly brackets, you pass an argument to the command. With this command, we always define which of the document classes we're going to use. So you can see here, there's a couple of options. There's article, beamer, book, letter, report. We're going to use article. Article is the best choice whenever you're creating a short document. Okay, so that's our first line of LaTeX code. And then we're going to type in \begin, and we're going to have our curly braces again. And here we're going to type document. Okay, so we have begin document. And after using the begin command, it must always be followed by the end command. So we'll type end document. Okay. Now, what begin and end do is they basically set up in our text document where the document environment exists. So from begin to end, this region is the document environment. And within this region, we can type text such as, this is my first LaTeX document. And then if I come over here and click compile, this will generate a PDF output over here. Basically has that same text. So it's the most basic document we can create. It's just a single page with that same text that we generated here. Now, if we wanted to download that PDF, we would come up and click the download PDF button. And there we have our output PDF file. Now, before jumping to the next lesson where we'll show you how to install LaTeX locally on your own machine, what we'll do is we'll just jump back to home on Overleaf. So if you come up here, you can click the home button. This will bring you back to the home page of Overleaf where you can see all of your projects. So you might have multiple LaTeX projects, it might be a couple of articles you're working on or your thesis. They could all pop up here. Now there's two things I want to show you here. One is particularly useful, the templates. So often when you're creating a certain document, you're creating it for a certain purpose, like you might be creating a CV or a resume, or you might be creating an academic article. That's where these templates come in really useful, because down here you get templates for different types of documents. So you can see there's ones for if you want to create a calendar, a CV, a resume, and then if you wanted to create one for a certain journal or article you're publishing, for instance, you can just search that type of article or journal. So for instance, IEEE is where electronic engineers publish academic work, and if you wanted to create such a journal, you can search it here, and then you can download a template, and you can use that as your base to create the actual document which you are trying to create. So there's all sorts of useful templates there, so that's a useful resource to know. The other one that I'll mention to you is that there is, of course, free and paid versions of Overleaf. And this is the reason why I actually prefer to use the locally installed version, because the locally installed version is free. Overleaf is really useful because the setup is so simple. You just create an account with them and then you're pretty much good to go. The problem with Overleaf on the free version is once you start creating larger documents, like it's fine to create something like a 4 or 5 page document that's an article that you might be creating, but when you go on to create a larger document like a book or a thesis, what you will find is the compile time starts to get really slow, because they limit the compile time for the free version, and that's basically then where they have you caught. And then to get a faster compile time, they have it here, compile time at basic, but then you get 12 times X the compile time if you pay for the more professional version. Just to be aware of that if you want to avoid that in the future. The other advantage then, the case to get Overleaf, is some people use it, it's easy to collaborate. You can see down here, you can have collaborators, and you can have 10 collaborators per project, etc. So it's up to yourself what is your personal preference, and whether you wish to use Overleaf to carry out this course, or if you wish to do the local install. So I'm going to leave this lesson here, and in the next lesson we'll look at how to install LaTeX on your own computer, which is completely for free, and there's no issues with compile timeouts.